Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Prottayon. I hope you have been well. Today we're diving into a topic that's often misunderstood yet incredibly important: autism. Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, is a developmental condition that affects how a person perceives the world and interacts with others. It is characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviours, speech, and non-verbal communication. Often in social circles and online, the terms autistic or on the spectrum are used in jest to describe someone who might be a bit quirky or seen as a bit strange. While these jokes are usually made without malice and as a friendly tease, it's important to understand what we are joking about. This understanding ensures that we don't unintentionally offend, but rather include everyone in the conversation, respecting and valuing their experiences. It's not about stopping the jokes entirely, but about gaining perspective from those who are diagnosed with autism. So, our humour is inclusive rather than mocking. Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be on the autism spectrum? Why do some individuals with autism excel in areas that others might find challenging? How can we better support and include people with autism in our everyday lives? Autism is a spectrum, meaning it affects each person differently and to varying degrees. Some individuals may need significant support in their daily lives, while others may live entirely independently. Globally, it is estimated that about 1 in 100 children are diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. In the United Kingdom, around 700,000 people are on the autism spectrum. Meanwhile, in India, there are approximately 2 million individuals with autism. And in Nigeria, autism affects about 380,000 people. Before we explore this topic more, let's take a moment to consider, what if we could see the world through the eyes of someone with autism? How different would our understanding and interactions be? Let's embark on this learning journey together. Autism isn't just one condition, it's a spectrum of closely related disorders with shared core symptoms. Think of it like a rainbow, with a wide range of colours blending together. At one end of the spectrum, we have individuals who are considered high-functioning. These people might have extraordinary talents or skills. Imagine being able to perform complex maths in your head, play a musical instrument like a virtuoso, or remember vast amounts of information effortlessly. This phenomenon, often referred to as savant syndrome, occurs in about 10% of individuals with autism. Pretty remarkable. On the other end of the spectrum, there are individuals who are non-verbal and might have significant cognitive challenges. These individuals often need support with daily tasks like dressing, eating, and communicating. In fact, around 30-40% of people with autism are non-verbal, but many of them find other ways to communicate, such as using sign language or special devices. Sensory sensitivities are another intriguing aspect of autism. Many people on the spectrum experience heightened sensitivity to things like lights, sounds, textures, and smells. This means that a trip to a noisy, brightly lit supermarket can be overwhelming. Conversely, some might have a high tolerance for pain or actively seek out intense sensory experiences. Now, let's talk numbers. Autism affects individuals worldwide, across all races, ethnicities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. The World Health Organization estimates that about 1 in 100 children globally are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. However, these numbers can vary significantly. For instance, in the United Kingdom, it's about 1 in 100 children, while in South Korea, it's around 1 in 38 children. Understanding the autistic spectrum helps us see the unique challenges and strengths of individuals with autism. By appreciating the diverse ways autism can manifest, we can create more inclusive environments that celebrate neurodiversity. Autism was first described by Dr. Leo Kanner in 1943. He observed a group of children who exhibited extreme aloneness and difficulties in social interactions, coining the term early infantile autism. Around the same time, Austrian scientist Dr. Hahn has Asperger described a similar condition, which later came to be known as Asperger's syndrome. These pioneering observations laid the groundwork for our current understanding of autism. Since those early days, our knowledge of autism has grown immensely. Initially, the focus was on behavioural aspects, but recent research has shifted towards understanding the genetic and neurological foundations of the disorder. Advances in brain imaging and genetics have provided deeper insights. For example, studies have identified hundreds of genes that might contribute to autism, illustrating its complex and multifactorial nature. Professor Simon Baron-Cohen from the University of Cambridge, a leading expert in the field, once said, "Understanding autism requires an interdisciplinary approach that combines genetics, neuroscience, and psychology. This holistic view is essential." As we continue to unravel the intricacies of autism, The exact cause of autism remains a mystery. However, it is widely accepted that both genetics and environmental factors play crucial roles. Research suggests that genetic factors account for about 80% of the risk of developing autism. Twin studies have shown that if one identical twin has autism, the likelihood of the other having it ranges from 36% to 95%, highlighting the strong IC component. Environmental factors are also believed to contribute, although their impact is less clear. Potential environmental influences include prenatal factors such as advanced parental age, maternal illness during pregnancy, and complications during birth. It is crucial to note that autism is not caused by anything parents did or did not do. According to the Autism Society, autism is nobody's fault. It is a complex disorder with multiple causes that are not fully understood. Symptoms of autism can vary widely, but generally include difficulties with social interaction, communication challenges, and repetitive behaviours. Let's break these down. Social interaction. Individuals with autism often struggle with understanding social cues and forming relationships. They might find it hard to make eye contact, understand body language, or share interests with others. For instance, they may not respond to their name or prefer to play alone. Communication challenges, communication difficulties are a hallmark of autism. Some individuals might be nonverbal, while others may have limited speech or struggle with the nuances of language, such as sarcasm or idioms. They might also engage in echolalia, where they repeat words or phrases they hear. Repetitive behaviours. Many individuals with autism exhibit repetitive behaviours, such as hand flapping, rocking, or arranging objects in a specific order. These behaviours, known as stimming, can help them manage anxiety or sensory overload. Sensory sensitivities. People with autism often have heightened sensitivity to sensory inputs like lights, sounds, textures, or smells. This can lead to discomfort or even pain in environments that others find normal. Unique ways of learning. Individuals with autism might have unique ways of learning and processing information. They often excel in specific areas such as mathematics, music, or art, showcasing remarkable skills and talents. In terms of numbers, a 2020 study by the Centre for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, estimated that approximately 1 in 54 children in the United States is diagnosed with autism. In the United Kingdom, the National Autistic Society reports that around 700,000 people are on the autism spectrum, about 1 in 100 people. These statistics underscore the prevalence and the importance of awareness and support. To support and learn more about autism, you can visit resources like the Autism Research Institute or the National Autistic Society. These organizations provide valuable information, support networks, and advocacy for individuals with autism and their families. To truly understand autism, it's crucial to listen to the voices of those who live with it. People with autism often describe experiencing the world in unique ways. Some may have heightened sensory experiences where everyday sounds and lights can feel overwhelming, while others may have an intense focus on specific interests, delving deep into subjects they are passionate about. Renowned autistic advocate Dr. Temple Grandin explains, "I think in pictures, words are like a second language to me." This vivid visualization has enabled her to pioneer humane practices in livestock handling. Her contributions have been profound, demonstrating how a different way of thinking can lead to remarkable innovations. Another voice from the community, Stephen Shaw, an autistic professor and author, emphasizes the need for understanding and acceptance. He shares, "If you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism." This highlights the individuality of each autistic person's experiences and challenges. Autism doesn't have to be a barrier to success. Many individuals with autism have made significant contributions to society, showcasing their unique strengths and perspectives. For instance, Temple Grandin, a professor of animal science, has used her unique way of thinking to revolutionize livestock handling practices. Her insights into animal behavior, stemming from her detailed visual thinking, have led to more humane treatment in the industry. Grandin's story is a testament to how embracing neurodiversity can lead to groundbreaking advancements. She says the world needs all kinds of minds.
This big companies like S&P, IBM Computer.
Wow.
What's been interesting when it comes to hiring people that are neurodiverse, the tech sector, computer companies, they've really reached out. They know they need that talent. And the financial sector has reached out. And these are the sectors that would hire the mathematically gifted people on the spectrum.
Sure. I could definitely say that I'm not one of those mathematically gifted autistic people.
I am not either. And this brings up another big thing I talk about. And I got a new book coming out called Visual Thinking. And It's about the different kinds of thinking. I'm an object visualizer.
Yes.
If you watch the HBO movie about me, Temple Grandin, it shows how I think visually. Mm-hmm. And I'm an extreme object visualizer. I can't do math, higher math. So that makes me good at art, animals, photography, mechanics. Then you got your mathematical person that's got autism, your mathematical mind. Your computer programmers, chemists, physicists, they often are good at music. And then you have the word-based person who's on the spectrum, who loves facts about different things. History is often a favorite subject.
Another inspiring figure is Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokemon. Tajiri attributes his creativity and attention to detail to his autistic traits. His ability to focus intensely on his interests enabled him to develop one of the most beloved and successful franchises in the world. Tajiri's journey underscores the value of passion and dedication in achieving success. Reflecting on his journey, he stated, "The games are meant to make children use their imagination, to entertain them, and to let them enjoy life." Moreover, consider the story of Anthony Ianni, a former college basketball player and the first athlete with autism to play in the NCAA Division I. Despite being told he would never graduate high school, Ianni defied expectations and now works as a motivational speaker, advocating for autism awareness and anti-bullying initiatives. He inspires many with his words, "If you have a goal, no matter how impossible it may seem, you can reach it." In the realm of technology, we have Thorkild Son, the founder of Specialisteren, a company that harnesses the talents of people with autism. SM for software testing and data analysis. Sonny's initiative not only provides meaningful employment for autistic individuals, but also demonstrates their exceptional skills in attention to detail and pattern recognition. He emphasizes, when we look at autism as an asset, we can create a paradigm shift in employment.
So my life changed 13 years ago when my youngest son, Lars, was diagnosed with autism. I had no clue of what's autism. He was very much like his older brothers. He is a smart guy, he's trustworthy. When you make an agreement with him, he sticks to it. He was very caring to his family members. But in the kindergarten with 30 kids, high activity level, high noise level, adults who wanted him to play social games all the time, he tried to find the quiet corners. He tried to find the swing in the garden. And if he could have a swing in the garden, he could sit there for hours and be happy. But kindergartens in Denmark are not made for kids like that. Kindergartens are made in order to prepare these young kids to become good citizens in a Danish society, which is very much based on good social skills. When you start in the school, you have to enter a team. Everything is teamwork and group work. Higher education, if you cannot get into a team there because your social skills are not that good, you risk being a dropout. And if you make it to the labor market, and you look at the job ads, what do you see? We are seeking employees with good social skills, teamwork abilities, flexibility, empathy, good at promoting themselves, organizing their own time. People like my son never stand more than 1 minute in a job interview with a recruiter from any company. They will never figure out how valuable he could be because he's very good with numbers. He can see patterns. He has a phenomenal memory and very structured way of working and thinking. And he comes up with a lot of good ideas of how to improve things because he finds a pride in what he's doing, not who are his friends. So after we got the diagnosis and we went through the phases that I think almost all parents go through, like, why us? Why is the world so unfair? Because you feel like your dream of a perfect family suddenly vanish. I did know better at that time. I learned afterwards that no, it's not the end of something. It's the start of something new that has a depth that you won't get access to if you just run a mainstream life. So today I feel like a much more enriched family guy, thanks to my younger son.
Success stories illustrate that with support and understanding, individuals with autism can thrive and make invaluable contributions to society. Embracing neurodiversity enriches our communities, fostering innovation and compassion. To learn more about these remarkable individuals and others, resources such as the Autism Society and the National Autistic Society provide extensive information and support. By listening to and supporting autistic voices, we can create a more inclusive and empathetic world. If you suspect you might have autism, it's important to seek a professional evaluation. Autism can be diagnosed through a combination of behavioral assessments and developmental history. Professionals such as psychologists, neurologists, and developmental pediatricians are trained to conduct these evaluations. Key signs to look out for include difficulties in social interactions, repetitive behaviours, intense interests, and sensory sensitivities. While it's crucial to consult with professionals for a definitive diagnosis, some common signs of autism in both children and adults can provide initial insight. In children, these signs might include avoiding eye contact, delayed speech development, repetitive movements like hand flapping, and intense focus on specific objects or topics. For adults, symptoms can sometimes be less obvious, especially if they have developed coping mechanisms over the years. However, adults might still experience challenges with social interactions, a strong preference for routines, difficulty understanding social cues, and sensory sensitivities such as being overwhelmed by loud noises or bright lights. Additionally, adults with autism might have a deep interest in specific subjects, sometimes referred to as special interests, and may struggle with the unexpected changes in routine. Online resources can be a good starting point for understanding more about autism. Websites like the World Health Organization, WHO, and Autism Europe provide globally accessible resources and support networks for individuals with autism and their families. It's important to remember that self-diagnosis can be a useful first step, but a formal diagnosis from a qualified professional is crucial for accessing support and resources. If you're concerned about autism, consider reaching out to a healthcare provider who can guide you through the diagnostic process. Empathy and understanding are key to supporting people with autism. This means being patient, listening, and making accommodations when necessary. It's about treating people with autism with the same respect and dignity as anyone else, while acknowledging their unique needs. Creating a supportive environment can involve simple changes, such as reducing sensory stimuli for someone who is sensitive to noise or light. Clear and direct communication is also helpful, as some people with autism may find it challenging to interpret indirect language or social cues. Listening to and valuing the experiences of autistic individuals is fundamental. People with autism often have unique perspectives and strengths that can contribute greatly to various aspects of life and work. By fostering an inclusive environment, we can help people with autism feel accepted and supported. One useful approach is the ask, don't assume principle. If you're unsure how to best support someone, simply ask them. They can provide insights into their preferences and needs, which can guide your interactions and accommodations. It's also important to note that autism can manifest differently across various races and ethnicities, which sometimes leads to disparities in diagnosis and support. Studies have shown that children from minority backgrounds are often diagnosed later and less frequently than their white counterparts. For example, a study published in the journal Pediatrics found that Black and Hispanic children in the US are 30% less likely to be diagnosed with autism compared to white children. Additionally, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that the average age of diagnosis for white children is 4 years, while for Black and Hispanic child, it is closer to 6 years. This delay can be due to a lack of access to healthcare, cultural differences in recognizing symptoms, or biases within the medical community. Understanding these disparities is crucial in providing equitable support and ensuring that all individuals with autism receive the care they need. Additionally, there are numerous resources available to help non-autistic individuals understand and support their autistic peers. Books like The Reason I Jump by Naoki Higashida and Neurotribes by Steve Silberman offer deep insights into the autistic experience. Online communities and forums such as those on Reddit and Facebook also provide spaces for learning and discussion. Empathizing with people with autism is about embracing diversity and recognizing the value that different perspectives bring. By fostering empathy and understanding, we can create a more inclusive and supportive world for everyone. There are numerous resources available to support people with autism and their families. Organizations like the National Autistic Society and Autism Europe provide valuable information, advocacy, and support services. Online communities and influencers such as the Aspie World and Yo Samdi Sam offer personal insights and create a sense of belonging. Understanding autism goes beyond recognizing symptoms. It involves appreciating the unique perspectives and strengths that people with autism bring to our world. By fostering empathy and inclusion, we can create a society where everyone can thrive. As we conclude, let's reflect on some thought-provoking questions. How can each of us make our communities more inclusive for those with autism? What can we learn from the unique ways people with autism perceive the world? How can we use this understanding to foster greater empathy and cooperation in our daily lives? Thank you for joining me on this journey to better understand autism. Let's continue to create a world that values and supports everyone regardless of neurological differences. Stay inspired on your learning journey, and remember, we are better together with diverse perspectives and innovative ideas. Keep curious, stay positive, and take care of yourselves. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more educational content. Stay tuned for our next episode of Prottayon. Until then, take care and keep learning.